Okay, so this is a meeting about or a video about QuickBooks and some of the differences of QuickBooks and kind of the power of QuickBooks itself. So what we'll do is really what it is kind of the intro to QuickBooks, the differences between the two platforms, which is QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Pro. QuickBooks Online gives you kind of the flexibility to do anything you need to wherever you need to. You can log on from your phone, you can log on from your computer, iPhone, iPad, whatever. And there's different tiers to the online version. So you go from $9.95 a month all the way up to almost $40 a month. And it gives you kind of a broad spectrum of what you can do with it. Like the basic version, $9.95 a month, gives you just basic journal entries, sales, and I think your basic reports like cash flow and income statement, balance sheet, that type of thing. Once you get up to the $40 a month platform, you can do inventory. You can set up accounts, print checks, basically do anything you need to on a basis where you can be pretty much mobile. Then there's the QuickBooks desktop version or QuickBooks Pro that we have. It's limited to one computer only. And what it does is it allows you, it's a lot more powerful what the online version is. And I'll show some more examples of what it can do, but it's one computer, one station. That's it. You have to sit in the position where it's at. Now, if you put it on a laptop, of course, you can take the laptop anywhere and use it, but you can't log in from multiple computers or have multiple users on different platforms. So really, it depends on whether you want to be mobile or stationary and have more than one user or just yourself. With the online version, you can actually invite an accountant in to see your QuickBooks and do the work that they need to if you get an accountant for you to do your taxes and all that other kind of stuff. So really it comes down to, do you want a one-time fee for the QuickBooks desktop, which is about anywhere between $200 and $400, or do you want a monthly fee of $9.95 to $40 a month till the end of time, or until you're done using it? So there's limitations with both, and there's advantages with both. So it just depends on which one's right for you. So what I want to do is just kind of give everybody a kind of general overview of what QuickBooks is and what the type of things that we've done with it. So basic stuff, your invoicing, AP, AR, which is your bills that you have to pay out to any suppliers that you get on account, like credit, and any invoices to your customers. Now, most of us aren't dealing with accounts receivable where the customer has to pay you, but because Audrey does a lot of that stuff for us. But it's still kind of good to set it up because you don't get paid right from Audrey right away. And I'll get into more of that. But anyway, I want to go through, what to do when you're ordering, like how we do it, and what we do when we order, how we receive shipment in, and then put it into inventory, and also reporting out, and just some of the general reports that we can do. So let's start off with inventory and how we set up our inventory. I'm going to share my screen here. So this is basically the general toolbar for QuickBooks. And as you can see, You can accept credit cards with the QuickBooks desktop version. You can do payroll if you need to, and you can do a whole host of other things. It's really essentially their next step to an ERP. Which, if anybody isn't familiar with an ERP is an enterprise resource planning platform, and a lot of large companies and businesses use them. So this is just kind of your toolbar. It has a lot of kind of little apps that you can use for your business. So first off, we're going to look at the items. So trying to get this here to share my screen. There we go. Okay, so this is the items list that we have. We basically went through and listed all of the inventory that we carry in every size. So what we did was we have shipping. We have the different types of shipping we have: priority shipping, first class. We do shipping in a mega sale, and we do priority shipping. And we have the different prices listed here with those. So when you go to set up your inventory, you can actually go down here to the little plus button and click on it. And what it does is it brings up a new screen. And this screen will allow you to enter in the item number and a description of the transaction or the purchase transactions or the sales transactions if you want it. We don't really do that because it's just a little too much detail for us, but it also gives you the cost of the item, allows you to list the sales price and the different accounts of where it goes to. So if anybody really doesn't understand accounting, this gives you the ability to put your cost of goods sold, which is your items that you've sold at cost, in the correct account, and also the sales account for your sales. So here's an Amelia 2X. The cost is $31 and the sales price is $65. It also is in an actual inventory asset account because it technically is an asset of your company because you buy it and then expense it out when you sell it. And then it gives you the quantity on hand, the average cost, and the quantity on order. So if you want to really look at detailing out your business as to what you have in inventory, what you have on hand, knowing exactly how much is in inventory and how much is on hand, it's a really good tool to have. So let's look at give me 1 second here. So we have our accounts listed as far as what we issue out. And those accounts have all kinds of different stuff on them. We built the chart of accounts for the business: assets, our liabilities, equity, and then all of our expense and revenue accounts. So it gives us the ability to do journal entries and fully report what we're selling, expenses, and then the revenue that associates with those expenses in our sales. So when we have sales, let me back up. So I've gone through the items list, and I've gone through the account list. So the next thing, that when a new person comes on a board and they want to order inventory, we go through and we do new transactions. So you're gonna have new inventory coming in, and what that does is it allows you to, with QuickBooks, you can set up a purchase order of what you're buying. So click the little plus button, and it will allow you to select a whole host of things. You can enter in a new invoice, a new sales receipt, payments, credit cards, that sort of thing. What we do is, when we order inventory, we issue a purchase order for that inventory that we're buying. So we come down here and we click on purchase order. And here you can actually see the purchase orders, what they look like. So let's say that I'm going to, since I already have my items set up and their costs associated with them, let's say I'm going to order a 3X Amelia, and I'm going to order, let's say, 5 of them. And then I'm going to order a large Amelia, and I'm going to order, let's say, 2 of those. An Anna, and let's see, I'll order 5 of those. And then an extra small, let's say an extra small Anna, and I'll do 5 of those as well. So as you can see, it actually gives you the rate at what you're buying them at, and it already tells you what the total charge of that purchase is, because what you buy it at with LuLaRoe. So, and then we also set up an inventory ordering discount because they give us a discount on the inventory at 5%. We did 5 cents of every dollar. So the total order was $4.87, and you get an actual discount of $24.35. So your total purchase would coincide with what you're buying with LuLaRoe at $462.65. So so you've ordered the stuff. You have a purchase order put in your system, and you get your inventory. What we do at that point in time is, when we get it, we go through the actual packing list and look at the items that we get in stock. Give me 1 second here, and I'll share the new screen. Okay. So when you order your inventory and get it in, and you get your packing slip, and you've checked all your items off, and you've got everything in tow in the box, the purchase order that you created will be in this section here. So you click on your little purchase order, and there it shows you that you have X amount of items ordered from LuLaRoe. And you can go in and check off the items that you've ordered. It will keep that purchase order open. If there's a back order, it will take the items in and put it automatically into your inventory once you've received it in. So you don't have to do anything but quantify that you've got the items that you've ordered through your PO, and it automatically puts it into your inventory. And what that does is it creates an asset for your company that you actually have inventory on hand. So now that you have inventory on hand and you're getting ready to sell to somebody, and you go through Audrey, enter the stuff into Audrey, and you want to really detail out what you've sold to each person. What we do is we go through and we actually invoice every single customer that we have. It's a little monotonous and a little too detailed at times, but I will show you the benefit of it to it at a certain extent. So what we do is I'll just take Amber Lamke. We sold to her on the 14th of June. We quantify the date and the invoice number straight from Audrey. And that invoice number matches Audrey, so you can go back and check at any time what you've done and if you've gotten paid for that invoice. What this does is allows us to select the item that we sold to the person, the cost, and the cost of the sale, the shipping, everything. So that way when we enter the expense in for the shipping part of it, we know exactly if we've made money on shipping or it's cost us money. But here, as you can see, Amber ordered TC leggings and got priority shipping. That already took those tall and curvy leggings out of our inventory when we shipped it out to her and created the invoice. It also, by doing this invoice, created a sale and created revenue for us that we can track and match with Audrey. I haven't really checked if Audrey is 100% accurate or not, but we know what we've sold, so this way we have a complete track record of it. So we've gone through ordering items, we've gone through receiving them in, we've gone through selling stuff. You can enter, and I'm not going to get into it right now. And if anybody has any detailed questions about anything that I'm kind of showing you or more questions about it, we'll answer that at the end. And people are, by all means, able to message me and we'll talk about it. I mean, you can enter in journal entries. You can enter in accounts payable. You can basically do anything you need to with your business with QuickBooks. QuickBooks allows you to do a whole host of other reporting so that you can kind of monitor your business and see how your business is doing. And I'll show you that here in a second. This is the report center for QuickBooks Pro. And what it does is it gives you, your profit and loss statements. It'll do year-to-date comparisons if you've been doing over a year. It'll do profit and loss by job, by class, which is basically their direct expense versus indirect expense. You can do sales by customer. So if you want to look to see which one of your VIPs has actually ordered the most product from you or a top 10 list, this will give you the ability to look at those VIPs and say, hey, these 10 people ordered $1,000 over the past 6 months. Maybe we should do something special for them or put them out to say, okay, if you hit $1,000 in sales, you get X or Y or Z. It depends on what you want to do and how you want to promote your business. But it'll give you sales by customer detail, so you can see exactly what each person ordered, the items that they ordered, and kind of track that if you want to. It will give you any open invoices that you have from LuLaRoe that they aren't paying or haven't paid yet, any invoices that a customer hasn't paid yet from you. And really, QuickBooks gets very detailed. You can detail it down to how much is in your bank account, how much you have on a credit card, how much you have expense-wise. We basically track everything here. We track everything from our bank accounts all the way down to mileage, travel expenses, and any meals or anything that's associated with the business expense. And you can also, there is with QuickBooks Pro, there is the ability to do budgets as well. I know we haven't done a budget yet, and we haven't gotten that far, but there is the ability to do that and grow your business into that point. I know if any of you have watched Phil and Danielle at the point that they're at, I'm sure they're probably budgeting out their expenses, and they're trying to see where their revenue is going to be at. So that's pretty much QuickBooks in a nutshell, just a kind of general overview of what you can do with it. It is a very powerful tool, and it's very helpful, especially come year end when the IRS is going to ask you for tax detail and trying to get that information together. It can cost you a lot of money in the end to get an accountant to put all of those expenses and all of that revenue and all of the other stuff that you have on hand into a form that you need to report to the IRS. Whereas with QuickBooks, you can basically put it together yourself and then send it to an accountant and let them figure out, okay, so they've got the basic shell. Okay, now where can we go from here? So it's going to save you a little bit of money in the long run. So that is pretty much the end of the QuickBooks overview. I'll take questions now. If anybody has any questions, please, by all means, message me through Facebook, and I'll be glad to help where I can. And thank you for watching. So does anybody have